Before this video starts, I want you guys to go down in the description, check out G2A for CD game keys, and just so you can see the comparison between Steam and this website using the link down below. It's perfectly safe, I use it. So let's get on to the video. Hey guys, what's back, Gaming Tech Country, and today we're having a top 5 list of graphics cards. Now today's gonna be best of both worlds, which is gonna be the AMD, some Asus cards, some Radeon, some GTXs, mostly GTXs, and this is more towards the budget side. So you'll see the comparisons and the benchmarks when you get from the beginning to the list to the end of the list. The more further you get into the list, the more expensive, but the more performance you get in the other cards in the back. Now the first item on our list is the Asus ROG Strix Radeon RX 460 4GB. Now there is a 2GB version, but I do recommend just spending just a little more. Just get the 4GB so you can get a lot more performance. 2 and 4GB, like almost light and day. You can like do way much more with 4 than instead of 2. This is a solid card for the price. You can easily run games like Overwatch, about low to medium settings with 1080p with like about 60. You'd get 60 FPS pretty easy. In fact, dual monitors is an option, and that's something I do recommend, but do not do gaming. I have a dual monitor set up right now, but I'm using for productivity. But if you have, if you're going to be running games, I think you need to get a more strong graphics card. Now this is not, up to my knowledge, VR ready. So let's get on to the next thing on this. Actually, no, I'm going to tell you the clock settings. So about medium settings, 1080p, you get 37 max on Crysis and a boost of 53. So once the card boosts up its full throttling on Crysis 3, it reaches a 53 on 1080p. So if you can run Crysis 3 at 53 FPS, you can run any other game, no problem. Call of Duty, that's pussy shit compared to this card. You're gonna run a Call of Duty, maybe even on Ultra, over 60 FPS. So you get some more power with the 4GB version of this card for lower the price, pretty much. Here is the card that I was going to pick up, but for some reason I'm still waiting, and I'm just like, maybe later. So stepping into a bit more power is the EVGA GeForce GTX 1050 Ti. My bad, 1050. Now things start to get a little interesting with the base clock of 1354 MHz and a boost clock of 1464 MHz. Now multi-monitor gaming is recommended, but your frames would say goodbye to your freaking frames if you try and run it on Ultra. But for single gaming, if you have a single monitor, gaming with this it will be the fucking shit. So you can have multiple monitors, but I recommend only for productivity uses. Overclocking would not be in the picture since this card is small in the fan. I wouldn't recommend it. Maybe you can overclock just a little bit, but I wouldn't really do anything crazy. Now in Crysis 3, it scored a low of 34 frames to a max of 54 frames on 1080p. So your entry level, this is like the entry level of a high-end graphics card, but not as much highest price. So let's get on to the next thing on this list, and I'm looking at this thing now, and I don't know why the hell I didn't write it bigger. But here guys, the GTX 1050 Ti, it's a great card, really good card that I recommend you guys taking a look at. Do your own research. Now I'm just gonna say basically the in a nutshell, just a quick view of the card, or a quick summary of the card. So let's get on to the next thing. Now I'm sure you've heard of this card. I'm guaranteed you've heard of this card. It's a GeForce GTX 970. Now this card in fact is VR ready. So you're in VR territory, 1920 by 1080p, you're gonna get a max frame rate of 87 in Crysis 3. So in 1080p, you're gonna be running some serious frames on 87 frames per second. That's pretty good for Crysis 3. This is a very strong card for a basic gamer. So if you're not gonna be running anything like crazy, or you're gonna not be doing anything VR related, I would not recommend getting this card. You're gonna be pushing some serious pixels. Overall, a great card to run. You can basically run every game at 1080p over 60 FPS easy. Pushing to Ultra, you can also get 60 frames depending on what you're playing. So let's say you're playing Overwatch, you can put your settings on Ultra, and you maybe hit around the 40 to 60 frames, which is in the playable, or my aspects of a playable zone. So you have no problem. And you guys probably noticed that I wear this thing in every freaking episode because I love this jacket. I could wear it. Next episode I'll wear another one. So depending on what game you're playing, you're gonna be getting some pretty good pixels, pretty good FPS, no matter what. Going back to Radeon, This is the MSI Gaming Radeon RX 40 GDDR5 8GB. Now there has been tons and tons of discussion which is better, a GTX 1070 or this card. Now it basically matters on what you're doing, because some cards score better in this game. Like I think this game outperformed the 1070 crap, what was that game called? And okay, in Crysis, I'll think about it while I'm saying this. In Crysis, the 1070 beat the Radeon, but in Tomb Raider, the RX Radeon actually beat the 1070 just by a little bit, so it does vary on the game. You're getting a card, you have 8 gigs of good old GDDR5, 8 gigs guys, you can do a lot with it. You're basically maxing out games here easy. Way over VR ready, and can easily basically handle every game on Ultra with decent FPS. Here's a tip: if you get a card that can handle Ultra, I recommend having it on Ultra. I only recommend having it on Ultra if your monitor is over 60 Hz and also runs 4K. Because if not, you're not gonna really be getting. You're gonna be getting quality, but if you want the absolute max quality, if you get a 4K monitor. If you don't have a 4K monitor, I recommend just staying at 1080p, so you get a crap ton of frames. And you know, if you're a serious gamer, try getting a monitor over 60 Hz. I said that. Now to the benchmarks in Crysis 3. All these are, of course, if you haven't noticed, in Crysis 3. So you have a max frame rate in Ultra. You get 57 frames, which is great. Crysis 3 Ultra settings, 57 frames. You're good. You're good to go, which is great. But a bit of overclocking. Okay, with a little bit of overclocking in this card, you can easily reach over 60 FPS on Ultra. But just make sure you know what you're doing. On to the last card, which would be a dream to have, but I wouldn't really, any of the games I play wouldn't really need this. So the last card is in fact the EVGA GeForce GTX 1070. Now I know what you're saying. Wait, what's the difference between the 970 and the 1070? Let me just say a little fact. This card outperforms the 980 Ti. So, let's get into the card. Superclock. Okay, well this is a superclock version, so this card is no fucking joke. Like for real, this card is balls. And its specs, and this card is capable. What this card is capable. What the fuck? What this card is capable. Whenever. Okay, I did the script at like 4 in the morning. So for $50 more than the I think this is like for $50 more than the 970. You get a lot more pixels. So the last gen, yes, is 970. I recommend spending the extra dough for a bit more performance. Now, with this card, obviously VR ready is, it's obviously VR ready, great for gaming. Now you're probably thinking, why didn't I include the GTX 980 or the 980 Ti? Now I wanted to make this list as budget friendly as possible. That is true, I did, because you never know. The next list I'll be doing on this will obviously, I'm gonna go freaking crazy on these cards. Like I'm gonna put like the top of the fucking top cards. Now, my next list will be the top. So stay subscribed if you want. If you're, stay tuned for that. This thing is going to have some serious frame rate. In Crysis 3, you get a max of 90 FPS and 1080p, and easily maxing out on Ultra, you get about 62 in Crysis 3. So holy shit, you run Crysis on Ultra. Was it Ultra? Okay, I'm not sure if this was supposed to be 63 or 36 on Ultra on Crysis 3. Oh well, you guys can see for yourselves. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe and all that good stuff. Of course, all the links to all these cards will be in the description. And stay tuned, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'm out.